Hi, this is Mike with BasedGamer. I'm here at TwitchCon 2015. I'm here with
Cory Maggard. I'm with Bandai Namco.
We're here talking about SuperNova. So tell me a little bit about SuperNova.
SuperNova is a sci-fi MOBA with RTS elements. One of the really cool things about the game is that you'll actually be able to pick what units go out into lane and fight for you. From tanks or walking fire droids or even like these really cool battleships that fire giant lasers and stuff.
What made you decide to add this RTS to the game?
Primal, the developer in Hungary, they thought it was really cool. The game started with some more RTS stuff and it's been refined to this point where we're at.
Tell me a little bit about the characters you use.
We've got 24 different characters in the game. They all have different roles.
How does the RTS function? How does it add to the gameplay and the meta?
The RTS is it's a little complicated. You've got two different factions. You've got humans and cyborgs, and each one of them has 12 different units that you can actually select and take some of those units into battle with you. They give you a lot of different options. Each unit has something special that they do, something that they're good at, and of course something that they're bad at. And then you can further customize them by equipping different technologies and stuff and tweak them in a unique way to like suit your play style.
Do you guys plan to be more competitive or casual?
We're definitely aiming for competitive. We've got two features, one of which will actually take some of the difficulty away from building units. It's called the auto build feature, and what it does is it builds units based on what it thinks you probably want, based on what your opponent is using against you. And it'll just automatically build units with every wave and send them out for you. The other thing is we actually have an auto build feature for commanders and power-ups and stuff. So that'll actually let new players actually completely skip over, what build do I use? Where do I put my points? And this will actually spend those points for you.
Awesome. How about the pacing of the game? Will you guys be a little bit faster, slower than the typical MMO? You've added RTS, so there's a lot of things to consider.
We added a couple of new proficiencies that actually speed up the game. There's a mobility proficiency, increased their speed by about 15%, and then we increased movement speed across the board about 3 months ago.
Will more skill come from the RTS elements or from APM and actual control of the commander?
I think right now it's leaning more towards commanders, but that's not to say that the RTS stuff doesn't have a huge effect.
I noticed you had a sort of extra abilities with longer cooldowns, more passive abilities. How can you customize your character? There's
a lot of different ways to customize. You can actually customize your character with augmentations. There's a crafting system that lets you build different types of power-ups. They'll be like passive bonuses. You'll build sets of those and take those with you into battle. In addition to that, we have these things called tactical abilities. Those are abilities that any commander can use. Like, you know, they allow you to teleport instantly from one place to another, or they allow you to create like a big shield on one of your towers.
Community interaction is really important in getting a MOBA right. How have you guys been receiving advice or information?
We've continued to keep a really close eye on the forums and what players have to say. We've had a lot of feedback about different features and things that players want to see in the game, and we've been using that as part of the things that we use to decide what direction we're going to head in.
That's great. And what kind of features do you have in the game to keep the community together? Is there anything to meet other players, to interact with them?
That's something we're still trying to strategize on. That's something we're looking at doing in the future. Of course, we have a friend list, and right now, of course, we have forums, but that's all we have right now.
What is the APM cap like? Is it a high skill cap? Is it typically really high?
It seems to be pretty high. The game is more towards hardcore players. So,
what are your plans for the future?
So we just recently took closed beta down, but over the next couple of months, I encourage everyone to stay tuned.
So look for SuperNova. Thank you so much for the interview. It was great. I appreciate it.
Thanks very much.